Hey guys, it's me, Jeffrey again. So today I wanted to talk about something that I found very interesting last night, and it really kind of changes the narrative a little bit of the Snyder Cut and this so-called delay and pretty much everything that has been given to us. And to think of this really as a plot twist, because this really changes everything. So here it is on so here it is on Lycats, the culture nerd with Taylor Murphy. Like they basically had a interview where that was going on about the Snyder Cut something and there was something very interesting that Taylor Murphy said. Now, for those who don't know, Taylor Murphy worked for Heroic Hollywood for a little bit, and then he basically went independent because of a family tragedy, and then turns out, and just in case Taylor Murphy is watching this, sorry for your loss. And so basically, what he goes on to say around in the interview at the around the 100-minute mark is that really most of is really that all of the people who hated Zack are pretty much fired or downgraded to losing their higher position, and how this connects to the Snyder Cut and Zack Snyder as a whole. Think about this: everyone who hated Zack in Warner Brothers was is either out or they're out of their top position, and how this connects to the Snyder Cut is really think about it like this, like who let's talk about how this connects to the delay for a sec. Like let's say that let's say that this delay is true, which it most likely is now connecting the dots about it and more thinking on it. So Ann Sarnoff is still ahead of still the chairman person of Warrant WB, and still Toby Emmerich is really the president of Warner Brothers Entertainment. And so, really, to clarify on who's still the top dog, so to say, is Ann Sarnoff. So, Ann Sarnoff, as you know, as those who know, like, who have been in the movement for a long time, you would remember the pro the project and New Hope that we did, where we wrote letters and everything on that, and really why we wanted to have Zack back in the DCEU, and I think that she actually did read those letters. It, it's just that they didn't report on the news because fans writing letters to people is kind of I guess not unnewsworthy, which for me I'm like okay, but other than but with that aside, I think that Ann Sarnoff did actually read those letters, and it really did have a effect on everything. And that's really what caused the dent first for getting Zack back. Because for those who are longtime fans of my channel, around the day before everyone was sending those letters, I made a virtual, kind of like a virtual video message or video letter to and Sarnoff and the reason for that was because of the kind of like the 1% chance that day there was going to be a meeting. So then I put that on my channel for you guys to see it. I'll put the link in the description down below to for you guys to check it out. But yeah, like basically put a video message out there saying saying why the movement would like this night would love to have Zack back in the DCEU, and also not only for it to be like different, but I wanted to really see like someone's face for the for a message as someone is talking about Zack Snyder. So that's pretty much why I made that video message. And if in terms of Warner Brothers actually watching this, and Sarnoff, I hope you did see that video, the and I hope that and I really do hope that you liked that video because that was for you, and also for the Warner Brothers execs. And then how so then we go into Warner Brothers, and then we go into Warner Brothers to know the second anniversary of Justice League, where we basically blew up the internet, like multiple TV spots, and well, not multiple TV spots, but multiple news channel outlets reporting on the millions that he tweeted hashtag release the Snyder Cut, and people are seeing that on the news, and that really did push like, oh wow, maybe should release the Snyder. We should definitely release the Snyder Cut, and then so contract negotiations go, and then we have this, and then we have this. So then things are quiet. Things are quiet from Zack, and then we get a post again, and then that's when the posts start coming up. And I think that quiet period is where the contract negotiations were going down. And so then there were, so contract negotiations are going down, and then we go into, and then everything is set in stone. Zack is back as head of DCEU. They just haven't announced it yet. And why I say that now because really there really hasn't been a thing about it. So then there's basically this of new wave of people coming in, like John Killar, I hope I'm saying that right. John Killar, and he's liking Snyder Cut tweets just like AT&T was, and before they deleted it, and and really how I saw that was, yeah, there's definitely a new wave of people in Warner Brothers now where people are actually on board with Zack Snyder because as Taylor in, in the in the in the Lightcast interview said, like for James Wan, he said he gave him he was given Zack's blessing to do Aquaman, and he and James Wan actually said that in an interview that it's actually more connected to the Snyder cut than it is connected to the theatrical cut, aka Justice League. And then we have Wonder Woman 1984, where we have Zack's production team, Stone Quarry, being involved, and Gal said that she won't be Wonder Woman unless Zack is also involved. And then we also go into this, and then we also go into the Flash and Batman, which is, as you guessed it, who are being produced by Zack Snyder's production team, the Stone Court. So then we go into we we go into the delay, which has been highly speculated. So what could have happened is they planned to release a Snyder cut, and Zack does that post where he posted the prize where he wanted to do additional scenes and all that. And then we go into this thing, and then we go to now where we get this delayed news, and then that's when so then we had like, oh, then we have Zack posting, wow. Bleh. So then we have Zack saying, "Hey, I want to do additional stuff for my movie before we release it. Can we do that?" And Sarnoff is like okay, you can do that. And so then that's what the delay is for. And so then the question becomes, will so then the question is now is will the is as suggestive reviews said in his video, like, is that he thinks that there are going to be two Snyder cuts, one being the 214 and the second one being the one with the extended footage. Now, there's another problem with that. To no disrespect to suggestive reviews, but I think that his theory is still possible, but kind of not likely at the same time. Where he can they can possibly do that, but at the same time, it's like I still don't see Zack doing that because I still feel like this can be his first movie where there is no director's cut. Because if you think about it, like every movie Zack does, there's always a extended cut of it, or extended cut cut of it in some way or fashion. And I think Zack wants his Justice League to be his first non-extended cut of a film, and really I can just really see Zack doing that. So really, like, once again, like, I do think that, and he really, like, I think that Zach is Zach's movie is actually going to be released in theaters as a whole until everything calms down, which I expect is to be over the summer, after the summer around August, because you know about the whole summer cold thing, trying to get used to the weather thing, and with the whole beer virus going on, and you know what I'm talking about when I say beer virus. Uh, with the whole beer virus going on, it seems that it seems like around August that the after everything has calmed down, that's when this NICA is going to be released in theaters, and with and really it really does show that, because like I said, everything is basically a clean slate. According to Taylor, he said that everyone who hated Zack Snyder is either fired or has been moved down to from their previous position. Like, for example, Jeff Johns, who was the head of DC, and then he stepped down, and then that's and now he Jeff Johns is just a producer, and Jim Lee is who actually did has supported Zack all the way, is now head of DC. Convenience? I think not. So then we also, so yeah, really with this whole clean slate going on at Warner Brothers has chosen to do, we, like I said, like we will, I really do think that we will get that the final crisis arc, if you think about a, if you think about that Justice League Part Two, where the same character dies, we will get the final crisis arc finished, and the final crisis and Zack's arc finished, and which and to and also, before I sign off, I want to say that today was the day that that the Cyborg movie was supposed to come out, and really, like, really would have loved to see that for the first time, because like, for me, like, Ray Fisher as Cyborg, even in Justice League, it seemed like his scenes were actually the 10% that were left on there, especially his first scene on there on Justice League, like that really did feel like a Zack Snyder scene. So yeah, like I would still would love to see a Zack Snyder a cyborg movie, and Ray and Ray, I really do feel like you were done dirty, like you were done dirty big time. So yeah, I think that covers about. Oh, right, I forgot to mention. So, and also more evidence to support this, like there was a April Fool's joke about the Snyder Cut being released by a fake um MC by a fake HBO Max account, and so that really gained a lot of traction at a certain point where James Gunn, the one that caught me was James Gunn saying the important 14, where he was replying to someone, and I honestly forgot his name. But yeah, James Gunn replied to another celebrity saying the important 14, where I think that really does confirm that everyone is on board with Zack. Now say what you will about James Gunn with the whole speculation about him being a pedophile and all that. Personally, I honestly don't believe it because it was hearsay, and there kind of was no trial for it yet. But it's still like it could still be a thing. But yeah, say what you will about him being a pedophile and all that, but still, James Gunn is on record saying that him and Zack are friends, like they are on board and they are friends, and so that really does confirm like this clean slate, which actually does put on levity of David Ayers saying that James Gunn's Suicide Squad is not a sequel, but another, as David Ayer put it, another interpretation of it, meaning that it's not a sequel. It's but it's not a reboot. It's more of a Elseworld story, which, as I said, is another, which is can also lead to, like I said, the Final Crisis arc. And also, the biggest one that also supports that everyone is on board with Zack is Ed Boon, who is the co-creator of the Mortal Kombat franchise, and does work for and does own Warner NetherRealm Studios, and is head of and which is NetherRealm Studios is owned by Warner Brothers. So Ed Boon coming out and saying that he wants a Snyder Cut definitely confirms that there is this new face and a new era of the WB, and for those who think that Ed Boon is not a Zack Snyder fan, in his Twitter is for his Twitter biopic, his his biopic is Scorpion, and half of it is Scorpion, and the other half is Batfleck. Is Batfleck. So really, with him coming out, that definitely confirms that there's this new era of Warner Brothers, and we are definitely going to get Snyder's full arc. So yeah, that's so yeah. I yeah, I think that covers about everything and the real and like I said and sign off and Warner Brothers execs. I hope you saw that that mes that video letter I sent you a few months ago, a while back, and I hope you enjoyed it, and and yeah. So this is Jeffrey signing off, and tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.